Hey there, this is Keith Cancelin from Palo Alto Networks Academy program, and this video is being created to help you step through the Moodle course that was set up by the Palo Alto Networks Academy team for your faculty. Following on from the great first video in the series which outlined how to enroll students on your newly assigned course, this video will show you two items. Number one, how to edit your course structure in relation to adding, removing, showing or hiding topics. And number two, how to grade your student tasks. So let's get started. First of all, we would send you an email in relation to the course that you've requested on Moodle. For instance, we would have already set you up as a teacher within this system. And we would also provide you with the URL, course link, and the self-enrollment key for your students. Here's your URL and your self-enrollment key. And we're always on hand to help you. We cover all your regions, both EMEA and the US, and APAC. So, when you log into Moodle to your newly assigned course, please select your course that is showing up on the left-hand side under the My Courses widget. When your course is being loaded onto the screen, you are now ready to start editing your course structure. Please click on the gear wheel on the top right-hand corner of the screen and choose Turn Editing On. Once this is turned on, you will see that the screen will refresh and all the topics on the course will have the pen icon to the right of each topic. You will also have a little plus sign that you can, if you wish to, reorder the resources that the Academy team have tirelessly set up for you. Now, what we want to be able to do is, first of all, we want to be able to maybe make sure that we want to add, for instance, a particular resource to our system. For instance, student login details. So what you would do is you click on the little plus sign here, and you notice that I have Add an activity or resource. So when I click on this Adding Activity and Resource, you can see that I can add an assignment, an extra chat, I could put in an extra lesson, create my own quizzes, set up specific wikis, or in fact adding specific books, files, folders, etc. with it. This particular demo is going to look at adding in an individual file. So I'll click on my file, I'll click on Add, and I'll go to my location, probably within my documents or downloads, for instance, with it. So from here, I can, first of all, give the title a name. So I could say Student Connection Sheet. From here, I can put in Display Description on the course page. I can select the file by clicking and dragging it across, should I wish to. Or in fact, I can just click on the individual icon to add the file. From here, you can choose your file. Choose the location where you want to load your individual file from. In this case, I'm going to use just a lab pod, for instance, one that's quite old, and upload this file. Now, once it's uploaded, I will scroll down to the end of the screen, but you can also look at individual appearances, set up tags, activity completion, or save and return to the course. So I want to save and return to the course. Now you'll notice that I have my student connection sheet. Now, let's say you made a mistake. Let's say that you wanted to remove that individual topic, or in fact, you wanted to add a completely different one, or overwrite the individual one. So let's go down the road, first of all, of removing it, and you notice here that I can choose to delete that individual task. Now, I also want to maybe move the infrastructure configuration course overview just under the Academy and course overview also. So I can click on that one, hold it, and drag it up. Now, as we go down along, depending on the region that you're located in, It may be that some of the topics are not interesting to you, or all of the topics may be interesting to you. So I showed you how to be able to add a task. I showed you how to be able to remove a particular item from within the structures. But let's say I didn't want to cover, for instance, the application software identification. So what you could do here is you could click on the edit on the actual main topic. And now in that case, I could hide the topic. So that means that now that will be hidden from my students. So the students will not see that information for me. If, for instance, I wanted to just individually show one specific topic, for instance, here I wanted to get them to do some e-learning, then in this case, I could then look at making this one individually available to them. All right. And then I can go down and have a look at the individual area here as well, should I wish to. Now, once you've finished adding or removing individual topics to your course, it is imperative that you make sure that you go back up to your gear icon and you turn your editing off. When you turn your editing off, your course goes back to normal. All right, so that was how, first of all, I would be able to add a resource to your course, remove a resource from your course, hide a topic, and in fact, show a topic for your system. And always remember to make sure to exit the editing option of the Moodle course. Now, another question that often comes up from the Academy team is, when your students are going through their assigned labs and tasks they are assigned will need to be graded, for instance, how can we look at that situation and how can we look at that scenario? So what I've done is I've actually gone down the route of taking a student and showing you how a student will submit their actual lab first of all. So let me just switch screen here for a moment. And what I've done is I've logged in as an individual student. So the student is Casey. The course is over here under my widget, CIC demo. And I get all my information going down along. So this is my information that I have. And you see, Module 4 is unavailable. Why? Because it was hidden by the lecturer in case in point, or the teacher in case in point. Now what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to, as a student, set up and submit my requested documentation. So it says workstation, security, and NAT policy lab. So from here, I notice that I want to be able to add a submission. So in this case, it tells me follow the lab instructions below and complete the workstation and provide a screenshot of the FTP server prompt. So the FTP server prompt I have in here, and this is the one that we have, the FTP server prompt. And I want to be able to submit this into the Moodle for grading. So I choose my add submission. I go to the location again where I want it. Choose my file. I can drag and drop if I wish to. In my case, I'm going to go to my downloads again. And in this case, it's going to be Lab 3 FTP. There we go. And choose open. Then upload this file. So the student has now uploaded their file. Save my changes. There we go. So now as a teacher, I'm logged in as a teacher, you will be logged in as a teacher. You now need to be able to grade that individual item. So I go down along here in my module 1, my module 2, and in fact my module 3. And here is my workstation security and NAT lab policy lab. And you notice I have participants are 1, which was KC, submitted was 1, and needs grading was 1. So I want to click on View All Submissions. Now a quick tip for you guys is when you're using the Moodle site, I find it easier that when I go into it, if I have many students going down along here, I will right click on the grade. I choose Open Link in New Tab. So then I can have multiple students, multiple tabs across, rather than going back and forth on the system. Because remember, Moodle is a free utility that we use as the Palo Alto Networks Academy, and we find it a great utility. However, like anything free, there is limitations. So I choose my assignment and my workstation tab that I'm working on here. So here it is. I've got my individual location. I now want to be able to download that image to be able to view, has that student KC actually submitted this correctly? So I choose on Lab 3 FTP, I look at the file, and yes, I'm happy that that was correct. So I want to give this student 100%. And save my changes. Now, if I wish to, I can switch screens again. Go back into my Moodle site. And here I am in as my student again. So I can click back along here if I wish to. And for instance, me as a student could look at the grades. And you see workstation, security, and NAP policy lab. The grade was 100%, percentage 100% with it. Nice job, student. Keep up the great work. So you can see that you can have individual items for this. Now, to be aware of this as well, is that our quizzes are automatically graded, but the assignments, you as the teacher has to be able to set them up. So let's have a quick recap. What did we show? First of all, you as the teacher logged in to the Moodle site on your assigned specific course. You turned editing on. Once you turned editing on, you were able to add or remove items from your list here, reorder the items, show or hide different devices. So let's go and show this topic fully. And again, I could choose, hey, maybe I want to do it slightly different. Maybe I want to go down the route of, I want to remove this one, just this one, for example, hide, and this one down here as well, and hide as well. Okay, so security network protocol discussion and vulnerability database side as well. And again, I could move them around. I could completely get rid of them, or I can add an individual activity resource for my system as well. Once I've all that done, again, remember that I have to click on the gear wheel and go down and choose turn editing off. Once the student's logged in to their course, they will see the topics that have been assigned to them during the course. So now going down along, looking at module 4, you notice that everything is there except the two individual areas that I had already hidden within my Moodle structure. This concludes a quick demo of how to be able to edit your course structure in relation to adding, removing, showing or hiding topics, and 2, how to grade your student tasks. Thank you for watching.